Hello, hey guys, how are you? Welcome to season 2, episode 5 of Let's Talk About It. I'm your girl, the DIDIS double KY, DiDi Skky. And I am so glad that y'all are with me tonight. Come on in, join on in. Of course, as I always say, this show, this podcast is for you. It's for you to be entertained, educated, enlightened, uplifted, have a good time, give your opinion, share your thoughts, all of that good stuff. This platform is absolutely for you. So we want you to join in. And not only that, tell a friend. Call them up and tell them that your girl DiDi Skky is on live right now. So if you are watching on Facebook, don't do it right now. I don't want you to, don't move from Facebook. If you have a second device like I do, I got 2 phones, one for the, okay. If you have 2 devices, y'all know I'm crazy. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is so important. I need you all to go over and subscribe because guess what? My producer TJ said, girl, at some point we are going to get away from your Instagram live and your Facebook live, and we're only going to be on YouTube. So whatever Too Short says, that's what we're going to do. We're going to move in just fully into the YouTube stream. So we want you to not miss anything. It is so important for you to go over and subscribe and hit that notification button. So listen, guys, I want to know who's joining me tonight. Who is tuning in for this show, which is going to be off the chain? The title of tonight's show is The Diddy Debacle. We are going to unpack all of the new developments of entertainment music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Damn. Diddy. Oh my God. You feel like that? I do. And I know I'm not alone. So who's here? Shouts out to Bria in the building. What's up, Bria? Of course, our favorite girl, Rachel, is in the house. The realtor, we got to have you on, Rachel. We have to have you on the show. Levi Q is in the building. What's going on, Levi? Shouts out to all of you. Again, share this. If you are on Facebook, share this live. Go ahead, do that right now. And then let me know that you actually have shared it because I give away stuff. I'm very giving. I love to give away prizes and all of that good stuff. Gift cards, money, all that. So definitely go ahead and let me know if you share this live on Facebook and go over and subscribe to YouTube. Woo! So as I mentioned, tonight's show, we're going to be unpacking Diddy. And I solicited one of my very, very dear girlfriends, honey, in the music and radio industry. She is a veteran and a diva. So she's going to come in and dive on into this topic with me. And she has a lot of tea to share. So you definitely, and listen, for all of you South Florida natives, Floridians out there, lived in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, West Palm Beach, Dania, Hollywood, all of you out there, you know her. It is Jill Tracey, and she has some tea to spill. She is going to share something, a highlight that is happening with her. So you don't want to miss this special announcement tonight. So I'm telling you, call your friends, call your family, and tell them to join on in this conversation tonight. And I'm also on IG Live. Okay, y'all know how I've been with IG Live lately. I am going to try my very best to shout out all of my IG live streamers who's on with us. I have my phone, so just in case, because I can't see it. I don't see it the same way I see some of the other feed. So I have to actually look at my phone. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to engage with our IG followers. Shouts out to Joe in the building. Also Tim in the house. Shouts out to all of you out there. Huggy Bear. What's up, Huggy? But let's go ahead and hop on into tonight's show. But of course, I have to make sure that I highlight our sponsor for tonight. tonight. It is Whisk by Gino.
Discover your new addiction with Whisk by Gino. Luxury makeup brushes by celebrity makeup artist Gino Freeman. This line of pristine makeup wands are tried and tested for a perfect blend. Engineered with a unique combination of natural and synthetic fibers to create an ultimate set of brushes that are soft to touch and durable for all application processes. The order includes a set of 10 brushes and a leather traveling case. To make a purchase, visit whiskbygeno.com. That's WHISKEDBYGENO.com. Add luxury to your makeup kit with Whisk by Gino.
That's right. Add luxury to your makeup kit with Whisk by Gino. Definitely make sure that you pick your set of 10 brushes up from Whisk by Gino. What's up, Pritchett? Thank you for joining in tonight. So glad that you all are here. Listen, so we've seen these developments on Sean Diddy Combs. We've seen it, we've heard it, seen it on the news, we've heard it on the radio, we've seen it in our trending in our social media platforms, everything that has been going on with Diddy. We've talked about it in the barbershops, beauty salons, family reunions at the card table. Everybody is talking about Diddy. Damn. Oh Lord. I find myself actually in the car driving, or even sometimes in my house, just randomly saying, damn. I can't help it. I just can't, because I'm just so disappointed beyond measure. But I wanted to take a deeper dive into the new developments, into Diddy, the time that he has spent in Miami, South Florida, my hometown. And I could not solicit anyone better than the person that I have on the show today. She is a radio veteran. She was the co-host of the nationally syndicated Ricky Smiley Morning Show, as well as the host of Hot Talk with Jill Tracey on South Florida's Hot 105. She is my radio girlfriend. She is actually my mentor. I have to tell y'all that story about me meeting her and how I just literally followed her. And as a matter of fact, I started saying the DiDi because she says, Jill Tracey. I got that from her. She's my mentor. Y'all give it up for Jill Tracey.
I love that. The DI to the DI Sky. Hey, babe.
Hey. Oh, my goodness. I am beyond honored to have you on the show tonight, girlfriend.
I'm blessed and highly favored to be here.
Yes. As I said, radio veteran, guys. She's been in the industry over 3 decades.
30 years.
That's right. Yeah. That's a long time to hold it down.
Thank you. Thank you. Whoever just did that. Thank you.
So well deserved.
Okay.
So Jill, let's go ahead and unpack these new developments with Diddy. And let's kind of go back a little bit, because you've actually shared some time with him. Of course, 30 years in the industry. Miami, South Florida, #1 radio stations there. So everybody comes to South Florida. So you've had a chance to see and experience a lot.
Yeah.
As you heard in my intro, I'm beyond flabbergasted. Just the new developments. But let's go back before we start talking about what's unrailing and unfolding now. Prior to the video that has been released by CNN, Cassie, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, filed a claim of abuse. And she sued him for abuse, sex trafficking, and some very ungodly things that were in there.
Yeah.
What was your take when the claims came out first? What was your feedback and what were your thoughts?
Oh dear God. That was really it, because it a lot of the time I spent at meeting, from the time that I met Diddy, I mean, I say 30 years, it goes back. I would say my interactions with Diddy go back probably about 20 years.
Mhm.
And initially, and for a long time, everybody was just so excited for him. Like, he had created this lane that we never had, that we were like at the top of the game. He had changed the game, period. Rock
That's
and
right.
roll was like, what? No, it's all about hip hop now. And he's the king, and y'all sit down.
That's right.
So everybody was riding for him.
Yeah.
And, it, I can't really say what the time was when things started to go left. But I've only been to Diddy's house times. And
So you've been to Diddy's mansion in Miami?
Yeah.
For parties?
Yeah. And
How was tell us about those experiences.
3 of them were for parties. 1 was for an interview. Well, actually, 2 were for interviews, but initially it was great.
Right.
Because everybody was kind of in the same, like, we were getting in where we fit in, and, and hip hop was becoming the genre of the world. And, we were in a whole, Black music was in a whole new space. And Diddy was really at the head of that. Diddy and Jay-Z were really at the helm of that. And they were opening up a whole world for us where we didn't have to go chase after the other artists, because we were the headline stories. And so in my position as a journalist, it was to do 80% good news and 20%. But when I was going to the bathroom, I saw
the tea. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, but then it just started to shift, and it was just like, oh my God, wait, hold on. We're not copying them. We did Sodom and Gomorrah. This ain't happening. And then it became like, okay, I'm getting out of here before somebody get raped.
Wait a minute, Jill. Yeah. Are you serious?
I'm very serious. And it was
so really, what was it for you to think that? What was going on in the atmosphere?
It was just straight out debauchery. And I think a lot of it, and just in the whole music game, it's not much the late 60s, early 70s, when rock and roll was just like killing the game, and psychedelic drugs were hot, and the party would start off real nice. By the end of the night, it'd be like, okay, somebody going to jail, so I leave. Okay,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna exit stage left.
And
wow,
yeah, and I think it's because we didn't have access to their parties before. But once hip hop became the thing to do and the place to be, then it all got, and Diddy, it's the gift and the curse.
Yeah.
It is like this was your opportunity, to bring that whole, because you remember, and, well, we don't really remember because we're not really that old, but he was on the precipice of bringing that whole, what Motown did for Black music.
Right. Of course.
He did that for hip hop, but then he just let it go too far. And then it just became debauchery and like Sodom and Gomorrah. And it was just like, okay, what is this? I don't want nothing to do with this. I'm leaving. Yeah, it was bad.
Wow. I have not heard it from a first person standpoint as I'm hearing it now from you. And the odd thing is that I interviewed Diddy during the MTV Awards when he hosted. Remember, he hosted the MTV Awards in Miami when the MTV Awards was there. I actually had the opportunity to interview him then when I was doing the Rhythm of Miami for Miami TV. Right. And so he was just such. It was I was just probably in, not in shock because I'm, of course, us being in the entertainment industry, it wasn't like a shock for me to be with him, but it was almost like a sense of honor for me to be in his presence because of who he is and was at the time,
and what he had done for hip hop. It was like, because they didn't take rock and roll, didn't take hip hop seriously at first. It was just like, whatever. And then it was like, oh, rock and roll. I'm sorry, we're not doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? And
yes. And of course, he started to release all of the top artists, Biggie and Total and 112, and all of these major artists. And then, of course, it led to the his shows on MTV. I actually wanted to work for Diddy. Remember that
everybody wanted to work for Diddy. Everybody wanted a job with Diddy.
I was putting my name in the hat. I've been doing that probably for the past several years, in my name in the hat for a position in Revolt. Calling my contacts, like, what's going on with Revolt? Like, girl, I had no clue of the. Now, I did hear, I must say, through the, hearing it in the industry talk, that he was, wow. And he would, he was bisexual. I would, heard that. I just didn't hear the depths of, never really heard the depths of it. That it was so sexually driven. I'm hearing now, especially since Cassie.
I would say, and I would say that for me, I knew about that part, but I was like, well, he couldn't be doing nothing worse than Hugh Hefner did with the Playboy Clubs. But what really just was shocking was how just unabashed he was about the debauchery content of what he was doing and not really paying attention. Do you know what I'm saying? To everybody in this house, in this big, beautiful house that, on Star Island, I was, everybody ain't for you in this room.
Right.
I'm just saying, and it wasn't, and initially I did not do a lot. I would say I was, I went to the Diddy party and it was great and we got drunk and I don't remember nothing after that, and just like let it go like that. But then it started to really get ugly. And then his level of abuse towards the women in his life, the men in his life, his staff. It was just like, wow, what is that? Damn. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't really. I had 2 interviews with him. One, which I told you about, I had to wait 4 hours for him to come downstairs for. I'll never forget that. But 4 hours.
It took him 4 hours?
4 hours. And by the time he got downstairs, I was like, whatever. I forgot what I was going to ask you.
And you probably told him that too.
I did. I was like, dude, I've been down here for 4 hours. This is just really not that deep. I'm out.
Right.
And that was right before. Yeah, that was right before. What was about to come out? I can't even remember what album to come out. But he was doing a New Year's Eve party. It was supposed to be Club New. And that was, why I was there to kind of like, vibe on that and what was going to happen and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. I think it would just become, that saying power corrupts completely.
Yeah.
Really does apply in this situation. Because I think at his core, he really wasn't a bad human being initially. But to whom much has been, much is required. And so he, he gets no sympathy now because it was like, dude, you were king of the world and you screwed it all up.
And why? Why?
Everybody,
But
because I was not the only one. There's so many people that, you know, like me, you know, who were covering him around that time, that we kept a lot of his secrets.
Kept a lot of the secrets, right? Right.
Yeah.
And we did. I mean, and not like you said, the culture, we didn't have that. Miami, I would say South Florida was one of those places that I believe that celebrities and entertainers were able to come and really just be themselves.
Yes. Yes.
Like the T type of snitching culture that, we didn't have that whole Wendy Williams, I'm going to, hang out with you tonight and then tell all your teeth.
Yeah, all your business. Right.
We just didn't have that. Like literally on radio, and I would, especially being in Miami and at home, I would have the opportunity to hang around all the celebrities just like you. And we just never, it was never our thing to just go back to the airwaves and just tell the tea that way. We just didn't do that.
Right, because you wanted to get invited to things.
The next one. And
so
the next
you
part.
did not want to be that one. It was like, when he woke up in the morning and he heard me on the 411 telling all his business.
Right, you ain't coming back.
I was not trying to do that.
You are excommunicated. Yes. Deborah is in the building. She said no sympathy at all for Diddy. Tim said something that was real interesting. Tim said that it wasn't Diddy, it was Puffy. So maybe he's around here with all of these different personalities.
Okay. Well, his name is not Sybil. Right. Tell him his name is not Sybil. His name is Puffy. So.
His name is Puffy. So moving along in 2023, Cassie filed the claim of, as I said, the abuse, sex trafficking. However, it didn't stick. It didn't stay long. He settled that thing quick. But then he came back and issued a statement saying that, his legacy was being tarnished. None of the stuff was true that was being said. And, basically like enough was enough. Like he was tired of hearing, this was not the way he was going to go out because it was not true. Right. And that's where it just kind of all went left, and why I believe that tape then resurfaced that had been hidden for so long. Yeah. I
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody started to just get thrown under the bus. And then people just became afraid to say anything. Because your career could be, grand opening, grand closing.
Grand closing. Right. Right. Exactly.
If you messed with him, yeah.
Yes. So Brandy says he smeared that girl and then wanted to apologize. Yes, he did. He did. He said none of it was true. And let's talk about something that you just said that I think is pivotal. It's very important to discuss. Like you said, careers on the line, because there was one guy who was his producer. What was his name? Robert or something like that. He was his producer, and I believe that Rodney Jones. Rodney Jenkins. Rodney Jones. He filed his complaint prior. He had been stating some of these things happened to him prior to Cassie submitting her claim. But it was kind of getting thrown under the bus. Like nobody was really paying it any attention. And then Cassie's claim came out. And then Rodney's resurfaced again. But a lot of people during the time that Cassie submitted, and I heard the comments, and I saw the comments on social media, people said, well, why now is she making these claims? Why now, 20 years later or 10 years later, is she making these claims? Or why are these people saying these things? But you said something that was very, very interesting, and I would love for you to dive into that a little bit more. Grand opening, grand closing. Your career and your life is on the line when you are engulfed in this, especially in this type of industry. A lot of people don't know. So dive into that a little bit more, Jill, especially.
Yeah, I mean, because it's no joke how difficult it is to get in this business, stay in this business, make money in this business, and keep relationships in this business.
That's right.
And you have to really, play because if like for instance, if I had, come on the radio the next morning after my first episode at Diddy's house and be like, oh my God, panties and hair on fire. If I could tell y'all what I saw last night, I would have never been invited to another thing ever. Okay.
Right.
And I'm building my career. So a lot of that is dependent on being in the room. And
exactly.
So I was like, okay, but at the same time, it really just bothered me that this is us.
Mm-hmm.
And, all throughout the history of Black music, we had little, tits here and there and rendezvous here and there, but nothing like this was becoming.
Right.
And so I had to be real cognizant of, okay, well, how much does a long-term career mean to you versus being able to spill this tea today?
Exactly.
Exactly. It's like, okay, I don't need to be that one that spills this story. Somebody gonna tell it. It don't have to be me.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be me.
And a lot of times, you could rely on Wendy. Wendy was here a lot too. Don't get me wrong. I sat across from Wendy while she snorted up at least half a mountain of cocaine. Okay, that's a whole other story. But
yes.
Yeah, I was like, longevity is just more important to me than, spilling every piece of tea.
That's right. That's right.
And yeah. And, and then I became very curious about, like, why are you, Puffy, putting everything that you have worked so hard for on the line for this debauchery? If he, who's a good case in point for like something, what is Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner did some, and later, after all of that, a lot of his time was done between the 60s and the 70s. He wrote a book and he told his story, and he never paid, and it was, some of the things were just a moment of the times. And some of these things I regret completely. And I want to apologize for, because I just took it too far. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of us who didn't just drag Diddy were hoping that he would do the same thing.
Right.
Like, in the heat of, this is what happened, and I apologize. He did with one set of twins, I think it was. I think their family owned like a moving company or something. They were wealthy. And yeah, I think that Diddy, I'm trying to remember who got that story, but where Diddy, kind of came out and said, I regret that they were here and they were exposed to what they were, and this, that, and the third. Right. I can't remember the name of the family, but anyway. And so, but beyond that, Diddy just kept letting his empire be known as that. You started to know if you was going to a Diddy party,
what it was going to be like.
But okay,
what was going to
be off the chain? Yeah.
Wow. Do you think that it has to do with the fact of feeling invincible, untouchable? The power. You think you have so much power that definitely never going to come out.
Think about it. Nobody had that. Nobody. You can't think of any artist that was, once Puffy ascended to, greatness. That was even comparable to Diddy.
Yeah.
Diddy had
amount of television shows, and I absolutely loved the Four. Do you remember the Four with him, Fergie, Meghan Trainor? Was it Meghan Trainor? Khaled? I loved that show. I absolutely loved it. But do you think that that's why his artist never really stuck? Like, the artist in his label never stayed around for like a second album. Everybody was like not one hit wonders, but they never stayed.
No, and I think that was because of the, what you had to do to stay in the room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't, it's like, okay, but you know, you got in here. Now this is what you're gonna have to do to stay here.
Mace has been, Mace has been telling us this for many, many years.
Forever.
Mace actually, when Mace started saying like he was the devil, and then I think that people were thinking like that Mace was like just losing his mind, like he was just losing it. But
or
Mace
jealous, or it was so many things.
And then and literally whatever Mace experienced or went through, it sent him to become a pastor. He went to go really find Jesus.
That should have told us everything we needed to know right there. When Mace became a pastor, yes.
Man, just the shock of it all. I'm again still the allegations and the rumors and the rumors that actually turned into reality when that CNN hotel elevator video.
Woo.
Because in the back of my mind, still I believe, because again, I knew that he was off the chain. That was pretty much what, okay, basic consent, adults consenting, just being, freaky, real off the chain type, like, 1 minute like women, the other minute he messed with guys, he just got a whole lot of stuff going on. Just the depths of that, to actually see that video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Okay. Girl, yes. And it just, and for us, for the culture, for the color, it just, that's exactly what it is. It was like, damn, nigga, what were you thinking?
What were you thinking?
You know what I'm saying?
With that damn towel on, and oh my gosh, and
the last straw, and we'll see what happens. But I think that the Cassie video was the nail in the coffin. You don't have you can't come back from that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So
that hurt me my heart.
It hurt. It did. That really broke me. I felt like our culture, just the culture, the industry, what has been, because his legacy is our legacy in our culture, music, entertainment, fashion. Like he hit on producing, actor, all of these things. The level of success were goals, that many of us strive to obtain. And when that video came out, and then he released the apology. So we're gonna play the apology.
The one where it like he's sitting outside in some like bamboo chair.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. It's like you just too late. You just
He said he was sorry. He apologized many times. He never said her name, and a lot of people had, but the reason why he couldn't was because in the lawsuit they had a gag order where they couldn't say neither one of them could say each other's name or mention each other. But it just didn't seem genuine. Do we have the video too short so that we can run that?
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. Now to go into therapy. I'm going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry. It's so difficult.
Oh my God. That is, wait, he was talking and my poor little dog went. Even the dog don't
believe it, huh? Too little, too late.
Okay.
Too little, too late, huh, Jill?
That was too funny. She like, nigga, please.
Yeah, just too little, too late. Said it was high.
I'm sorry.
What were your thoughts, Jill?
It was, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm so sorry. This, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And I should have, and I could have, and I would. Okay, please. Yeah. There is no, and we're not the ones. Now, if Cassie had been sitting across from him, then maybe I would have given him half a piece of, okay.
Right.
But no, I'm so sorry to say you only sorry because this is blown up in your face and it's about to end your career as you knew it.
Right.
That's it. Yeah. And he can't come back from it. I don't see it.
What do you think about Luke's theory? Luke said that this is all kind of the strings being pulled of the connection between politics and entertainment and the big money moguls. When he meaning Diddy filed that lawsuit against Diageo, hit the liquor company that he was in partnership. It seemed like everything just started to unravel for him as well. And so according to Luke's theory, it's all also politics, you know, the fact that they were able to make these things happen and unveil his darkest secrets to basically say you're messing with the wrong folks. So what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, Luke would know. You know, I mean, right, because before Diddy, I worked for Luke.
Right.
So, he would know. And all I will say about that is that he was about 5 years too late with that commentary, and he should have shared that with Diddy. Because Luke, for all of the debauchery that went on, you know, with him, Luke came out of that pretty much unscathed.
Right.
He really did. He you know, came out and, you know, is now living his life. He is a normal citizen, and, you know, and people did not lose respect for Luke the way they have lost it for Diddy.
Right. Yeah. Well, because I think that Luke had all consenting adults, you know, Freaking Red and Pinky and them.
Right. That's what that's what my girl just said, that it was consensual with Diddy. I mean with Luke.
You know, when Luke grabbed the mic and just said, get it. It was just that was just
and you know what? Now that I think about it, that is how Luke is how I met Diddy, because I was managing Luke's club, Luke's Miami Beach.
Right. That's right.
When switched, and I remember Diddy coming, you know, and Luke telling me, okay, you gotta hook him up and this and another. I mean, I knew he was, but yeah, that was how that all happened, and they were really cool. But look at that. I mean, Luke knew how to temper you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Luke got into a lot of stuff, but nothing like what Diddy's in. Nothing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Thank you, whoever just dropped that bomb.
She dropped the bomb.
Okay, girl, yes.
Brittany says, I think he is only sorry because the video came out. He tried to buy the video footage, which he did now. He tried to buy that video footage from the hotel to cover up what he had done. And so that was, again, I think that's where the power, the real power, whether political or just big money business power, comes into play as well. For this video that had been hidden for so long, then comes out, and then by CNN, out of all the news sources, I mean, reputable news source, not on somebody's social media page or anything like that, literally by CNN. So that again was a way to say, finish him. in the word other, in the words of that game. Finish him.
And you see, nobody is coming to his defense.
Speaking of that, so where are all of it? Where's Mary J? Where's Lil Kim? Where's Young Miami? Where they at, Jill? Where's everybody?
Beat up. Right. Soon as somebody rang their phone, it's like, me girl. I'm not doing that. I mean, think about it. And that's one thing a lot of people are not talking about. Everybody that Diddy put on, they are quiet as church mice right now.
Yeah, just like real life.
None of that. Because they, I'm like, if it's 7 rings, I'm like in the 4th ring. You know what I'm saying? Of being a part of what happened. So those that were right there in the center who saw that, who were part of that, they're like, look, I'm just trying to live the rest of my life. I'm not trying.
I can't help Diddy.
Yeah,
I cannot help Diddy. So 50 Cent has not let up on him at all. He has not. He is putting his foot on his neck, literally. He has this documentary coming out that he has sold to Netflix. And it's supposed to unveil and uncover a lot more. What are your thoughts about the documentary that 50 and all of the jabs that 50 is just like throwing at him? Like but he throws jabs at everybody.
Yeah, 50 is, he's on his own thing. And I think that if he had not been so dismissive of 50 when 50 was coming up, this would not be happening. Okay, it's like, the people that you meet on the way up, you will see on your way down.
You will see them. You will see them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jill, what has been the culture around, because of course people are comparing Diddy's situation with R. Kelly. What has been the conversation around possibly muting him?
Muting
Diddy? Like they did with R. Kelly.
Well, I mean, not as much comparison there. I haven't heard, that be a big conversation, because they're very different. R. Kelly has mental issues.
He does. I've always said that too.
Yeah. He is a child in a grown man's body. Diddy is a grown ass man and knew what the hell he was doing. So I think, I don't know to be sure, but I think that R. Kelly's problems came from him being molested as a child.
Right.
And that's
victim turns victimizer.
Exactly. Puffy is power driven. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm king of the world. I can do and have whatever I want. So I think that's the major difference between the two of them. And unfortunately, Diddy doesn't, even the clip that you just showed. It's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're sorry you got caught.
Right. Yeah.
That's all that is. You ain't sorry it happened. Nobody watched that video and said, I really believe he didn't mean none of that.
Right.
Then nobody said anything.
Nobody. Like nobody said that. Right. Nobody. So do you think that he predicted or knew, not that he predicted, because these claims have been coming down the pipeline. And I believe that Cassie, out of her unwavering love for him, continue to say, let's settle this. I don't want this to be public, because a lot of times the victims still want to protect those who victimize them. But I believe that he still, he knew these things were coming down the line, which is why he created that love persona as well. Remember, he came out with Love. Now his name is Love. He went from Diddy to Love, and everything was love and peace. And was that PR? That was a PR stunt.
Yeah, I mean, I just, love, really, Diddy? Is that what love look like? Is this what love looked like in your life? There's nothing about what you did that express that your audience would think, oh, he really loved her. That's why he kicked her in her face. No, it's not. There's just no. And then and the thing about it is, now that we've seen that video 1,700 times, it's so violent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, bitch, how dare you? I mean, that was some old 70s pimp movie.
Yeah. Yeah. He looked like Ike Turner.
Thank you.
Like Ike Turner.
He can't. I mean, I don't know about other people, but Diddy can't come back from that for me.
He can't come back.
Sorry, you kicked her in her face.
Yeah. And there are other people, victims who
that's just the one
he has probably about 8 or 9, 10 other claims out there from men and women of sexual abuse, sex trafficking, forcing sex with prostitutes.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the boys to come out now.
They have. Where do you think Farnsworth Bentley is?
Listen. That was brilliant. She just did that. I second that emotion. Farnsworth got his checks and it's gone. Farnsworth is like, I got my money. I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm buying.
None. No pause. Me and my umbrella and my wife and my family.
Thank you. I'm out.
Don't call me. Don't call me.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, and you answered my final question was, could Diddy come back from this? Is there any way his life can be salvaged? You said no. So what does he do now?
I don't know. I mean, maybe if he started, some kind of, center to rehabilitate people who, have had those kind of difficulties in their lives, and he showed how, and he came completely honest about how he became that person.
Yeah.
Because he ain't the only one. I mean, that's like twisted. Like but I think that's it. Because other than that, I don't want to hear anything that he got to say. I don't want to hear. Yeah. There's nothing I saw you kick this woman and drag her through a hotel.
Yeah, and I mean, that was just what we saw. So
thank you. Okay.
What we haven't seen, I can only imagine. Her and anyone else for that matter.
And then the clip that you showed earlier that we were talking about, I apologize. Is that okay? We ain't seen nothing since that. He ain't had a word to say since that. Not enough, did he? You're gonna have to go to Nepal or something and sit on a hill and find a priestess to put some holy water on you and figure out a way to bring you back to reality. And you admit what you did. If he was able to do that and be like, you know what, there's no excuse for what I did, but this is what happened to me and why I did it. Right. That's the only thing I think will bring him back to everybody else's consciousness, because you did it. We saw it. It's horrible. There's no excuse. All you can do is say, this is what happened in my life that led me to do that kind of, have that kind of behavior. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Jill, thank you. Thank you, my friend, for coming in here and unpacking this Diddy debacle. I love you so much. And like I said in the introduction, you are my mentor. I remember meeting you for the very first time. I think I saw you in a store or somewhere, and you gave me your number, and I was like, oh my God, like, you're Jill Tracey. And then you had me to come to the station, and I went and I bought you like this little angel. And I came in and I met with you, and I just was like, oh my gosh, like I absolutely, and that's why, like I said, that's where the DIDI, that's where that high pitch come from, because
Okay, I love it. And And I thank you so much for this opportunity, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to hear about your wedding. Send some of that love dust my way. It's about that time.
Absolutely.
And yeah, just keep doing what you do, and I'm here for ever and always. So whenever you need me, just holler at your girl.
You have a big announcement to make.
Well, yes, actually, their radio being what it is, child. Okay. Well, do you all want to make the announcement? Well,
make the announcement. Joy wants to make the announcement.
Okay. So, hey, can I do this? Joy. So, yes.
Joy said, let me tell the people.
Right. Just like, let me tell everybody. So, yeah. So, there are Cox Media Group is making a lot of changes. And, Yeah, of course. Okay, ma'am. So anyway, but I've been working on a lot of things. As you mentioned, I have been in radio for 30 years now. And, there are a lot of other things that I'm interested in, and, having learned a lot of skills through radio. And so long story short, I am running for a commission seat in Hollywood, Florida.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yes, indeed. So I'm excited to be a part of maintaining the Black community in South Florida.
Yes.
You know where okay, you hear me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes,
well, Jill, congratulations on your next chapter.
Thank
this
you,
new journey that you're about to embark upon. We are so excited for you. And please tell and share with our viewers how they can support you, what they can do. Of course, getting out to the polls is number one, but those in your area, I know you have to raise funds and all this good stuff.
Yes, child.
How can they support you?
Email. My email is thejilltracyshow@gmail. So please just hit me up. Girl, I'm here to support you. What can I help you do? That's right. That's what we start like this week. Yeah. It's The Jill Tracey Show. It's Tracey. Yeah. I'm looking at the trailer at the bottom.
Yes.
And because we really, like in so many communities, those of us who have held the space in Hollywood, in the Black community, are subject to be run out by a rail. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, my campaign manager is by mouthing.
She's giving you some talking points.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, anybody within the sound of our voices, you pretty much know that throughout the country, spaces that the Black community has held are being gobbled up like 90 going north, and with no idea, with no respect for the time that we have spent holding those spaces. And so I live in Hollywood, and I live in one of those areas. And we have an area called Liberia, which is predominantly Black, and the train runs through it. And the others would like high rises and shopping malls to go there. And, we're not against growth, but at the same time, those who have held the space and made it attractive for those who want to come in have to respect those that are already there. And so that's why I'm running.
That's right. What a platform. Again, so excited for you and whatever I can do to help. So definitely, let me post, let me share. Thank you so much, Jill.
Thank you, babe. I love you.
And I will definitely be in touch.
Okay. Have a good one. Love you, mean it.
Thank you. Love you, mean it. Bye-bye.
Bye. Right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. What a wonderful, wonderful show. And why? Because you guys were here with me. joining in, tuning in, engaging with the conversation. Damn, Diddy, damn. I still feel the absolute same way. But of course, I need you guys to make sure that you go over and subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to do that. Subscribe so that you can be notified of our upcoming shows, all of the things that we have in store for you. Also, if you are not able to watch on YouTube, but you can listen, we are on all of the streaming platforms. I am right there on your Spotify, Apple Music, Odyssey, all of those, favorite streaming platforms. I am right there for you. So you don't have to worry about not being able to check it out on YouTube. You can just pop it in your ear and take a listen. Shouts out to April in the building. Tanya is in the house. I am so grateful and honored that you guys were with us tonight. And of course, to my special guest, Jill Tracey, who's going to be soon your commissioner in Hollywood, Florida. That's right. We are claiming it. We are touching it. And we are agreeing on that. So be sure to check her out. Follow her on her social media platforms and help out in her fundraising, whatever she needs. If you want to be on her campaign team, any of that to get her in this seat, it's so very important that we help support each other. So that's going to do it for tonight's show. Thank you guys so very much. I'm your girl, the DiDi Skky. Of course, you can follow me on all of my streaming platforms as well, all of my social media platforms, DiDi Skky. Follow me there, but be sure to come back for another episode of Let's Talk About It. You know what I say before I go for your goals, reach for the stars, because the sky has no limit. I'll see you next time.